Hey there, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be painting a lighthouse on the ocean. The brushes I'll be using will be a flat wash, a number 6 round, a number 2 round, and a number 0 round. First important part is going to be wetting your sky. Most of this painting will be done in wet and wet. The paints I'll be using will be from Rockwell. It's just my favorite palette at this point, but as long as you stick to these colors, you should be fine. A pretty good tip here that I didn't use myself was mixing your sky colors before you wet your paper. Depending on the type of paper, it could dry faster and you end up running into blooms or other artifacts. A bigger brush will help you move more paint faster. So if you're worried about drying times, use a bigger brush to get more paint. So a really cool tip to get more movement in your sky is to spritz and let the colors kind of run a little bit. Switching to a smaller brush here helps get finer details into the sky. If you have a soft enough brush, you can flatten it onto your palette. This will create real thin lines with a bigger round brush. Everything towards the horizon line gets a little bit skinnier, so make sure your clouds reflect that. Here I'm just adding a little more color in to get that red to show through a little bit more. You can use your brush to lift or soften those edges a little bit easier. Make sure you're going through drying periods. As your paper dries, you're going to want to control the water a little bit differently. Once the paper's dry, I'm going to re-wet the entire sky. What I'm doing now is basically going back into the sky with more intense colors to bring it out a little bit more. To me, watercolor really is about play. So there's a lot of things you can work on as you go through a piece, and anything that you notice that's not right, you can fix. Remember that when watercolor dries, it dries about 30% lighter than what you intended. So make sure you're mixing your paints thick enough with enough intensity. As the paper's drying, I'm going in with a smaller flat brush, maybe doing the skinnier clouds towards the horizon. Any hard edges that you don't like, you can always go back and soften while it's still wet. I really wanted the top of this cloud to be really dark. I'm just going in and softening edges now with a little more saturation towards the top. I'm going to go ahead and dry the sheet now and start on that darker rain cloud underneath. Just always make sure you're keeping true to your horizon line. You don't have to paint every cloud exact. You're just suggesting the fact that there is rain clouds below this. A really cool trick to make it look more like rain is to wet that side, and you can dab it out with paper towel to lighten up parts of your rain. With this technique, you can almost create just a weird consistency that you'll see in nature. Now we're going to mix our ocean color. There's a little bit of ultramarine and Payne's gray. When painting the ocean, you can leave little white spaces with dry brush, and it creates motion in the ocean. Add in some darker spots and it'll create more depth. Gonna let our ocean dry now. Peel off all that masking fluid and get ready to paint the entire foreground. Dry brushing my paintings is absolutely integral. One of my favorite things to do is create texture like rocks, grass, or any kind of greenery by just leaving some white space and throwing in some darks. You can throw in more texture with some dark splatters into the rocks. By variating your colors and washes, you can also create texture. painting light shadows, make sure you always start just a little bit darker than you expected. You can always add more water into it to lighten that shadow. And at the same time, make sure you're not losing your whites. Just adding a few more details to finish this painting out and making sure my values are correct. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty either. Appreciate you stopping by the channel, and if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe. I'll be posting more content soon. Thanks again for watching.